Hi there, Jimmy here from the Onside support team, bringing you another help video. In this video, we're going to cover off managing your risks. So jumping into your Onside web portal, as that's where all the admin side of Onside is done. Jumping into your property, the first thing it's going to take you to is the risk page. So from here, a couple of things are happening. Along the top here, I have a 2 over top of my risks tab. So that indicates to me I've got 2 reported risks that I need to deal with. If I flick off my normal risks, it's these 2 here. So from here, I can jump in and decide, do I want to accept it, and then add in a bit more information so it makes sense to other people coming in, or dismiss it and say why I'm dismissing it. So if someone does report a risk on your property, it doesn't automatically add onto the map. It's not visible to visitors. It is completely up to you if you want to approve that or not. At any time, just jump into the web portal and choose to accept them or not. So with the risks that I have here, I decide my Black Panther here. My Panther has moved around a bit. At any time, I can tap on the location of it and I can choose to move it around and hit save. Or I can just go edit and I can also update the details of this risk. I can also set an expiration date for it. So if I know it's going to be temporary, I can actually put in the date that it's going to remove itself. The potential consequence and the likelihood that someone's going to come into contact with it. And then at the bottom here, we've also got management actions. So this is basically both what you're currently doing about it and what you want to be doing about it. So you do have a tick option here. So if I were to say, install traps, for example, and hit save. Kind of jump back down to the bottom there. So I've got install traps there. So I haven't ticked it. So I haven't actually been able to do that. As soon as I can do that, I can then tick it and then hit save. And so we've got a record of that being updated. So this shows that you're being proactive with this risk. At the very bottom here, we've also got the risk is unmitigated, minimized, or eliminated. So unmitigated, there'll just be a little flag on the risk to advise that, or to remind yourself that you'll be coming back to it to add further actions. Minimized, you've got these actions in place, or you will have these actions in place to minimize the chance of incidents around this risk. And eliminated would remove it from your risk register and then people wouldn't be able to see it. When it comes to risks, so these are all my existing ones. For new ones, I can just go add. And then you do have an option of using our templates. So we've got templates across the industries we work with in Onside. So I could go dairy, for example, and I could choose effluent pond, and that's actually going to pre-populate a bit of information that's most common for this risk in the industry. So if you're not sure where to start with the risks, the templates are a great place to do that. All of this information is adjustable, so I can decide it's actually not a sump. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to say not to shut and lock the gates behind me. So chop and change as you need to. Maybe add some images, and then again, those same things we saw before. The management actions or the suggested management actions will also show here. If they don't apply, just hit remove or add more. When it comes to the location itself, there's a few different ways to do it. It really comes down to the risk itself. So what makes sense for the risk? In terms of an effluent pond, maybe if it's a large one, I might just draw it out. If there's multiple small ones, I might actually pin them down and put a location for each one. Otherwise, if it's a risk that applies across the entire property, not at specific points, the best process for that is just to leave it off the map, and that shows in a different part of the check-in. If you have multiple properties on your account, you can also jump into this button here. I'll use that one. And I can go make a copy and I can then copy that across to the other properties. It won't copy the image or the location just because those will be different from site to site, but all of that information that you've put in there or you've adjusted, that will copy across and save you a bunch of time. At any point, you can also jump into your archive and see what's been eliminated, what's been dismissed, so you'll be able to see by who and why. You can hit the print button and it will print out exactly what's on the map, including the information for the risks. So if you are needing both of those together on one document, that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, if you're wanting to get a report for all of the risks or specific risks in specific date ranges, you can go download report and choose that here as well. So that is managing your risks in Onside. Thanks.